more than just about our environment. We work, we learn, we solve together, adapting traditional business to help our communities. Let's continue to work to create a zero carbon energy future. Now more than ever, we realize the power of working together. Help us reach our goal of unlocking 60 gigawatts of new renewable energy power by 2025. Welcome to REBA Connect, Virtual Member Summit. Thank you to REBA members. Thank you to REBA supporters and REBA Virtual Member Summit sponsors. Amazon, Geronimo Energy, Google, Salesforce, Walmart. Welcome to the Renewable Energy Buyers Alliance Virtual Member Summit. Please welcome our Chief Executive Officer, Miranda Ballentine, and Renewable Energy Buyers Alliance Board Chair, Michael Terrell.
Well, hello, REBA community. Michael and I are just so delighted to have you join us today. And we really have two jobs. First is to welcome the Renewable Energy Buyers Alliance community to REBA Connect, our virtual member summit, which kicks off this week and carries on all the way through September. And second, we're going to celebrate REBA's first year, 2019, and it really was a remarkable year.
Thanks, Miranda. It's my pleasure to join everyone today as REBA's board chair. I'm very excited about the lineup that we have for our virtual summit, and I'm especially proud of the REBA team for their creativity in transitioning us to this online format. I do want to say a bit about COVID-19 before we start. We really are in an unprecedented time, and we've seen so many REBA companies stepping up. We've seen retailers who've converted their parking lots to testing stations. We've seen manufacturers change their manufacturing lines to make ventilators. We've seen data and IT companies stepping up to deliver bandwidth for all those working from home. And we've seen food and ag companies making sure that we have food on our table. It's really a new reality for everyone, including all of us as individuals. Some of us have had family members or loved ones who have been sick. Some of us are learning how to be caregivers for our children while working from home. And others still have been furloughed as their companies reel from the downturns. This certainly translates into impacts on the renewable energy markets, but I just wanted to say thank you to the REBA team and to you, Miranda, for keeping everybody connected during this really challenging time.
Yeah, thanks, Michael. I really couldn't have said that better myself. So I appreciate you touching on that before we kick off. And this community, all of you watching today, we've come such a long way in 1 year. This time last year, we were getting together for the first REBA Summit down at Disney, which is currently completely closed. And let me tell you a little bit about our first year at REBA, because it really was a year to be proud of. And REBA is not a typical trade association. We truly are a community. And since we kicked off last year, there's been this unbelievable sense of ownership and drive from clean energy customers that has never coalesced in this way. In just 1 year, REBA has almost 230 members, half of whom are energy buyers. We have 25 leadership circle companies, 11 of which are clean energy buyers. And I'll tell you, Michael, just 4 short years ago, we'd never have imagined that energy customers would dedicate this level of resources and commitment. So 2019 was really a huge year of success for clean energy buyers. Remember, of course, that our vision is a resilient zero carbon energy system where every organization has a viable path to procure renewables. And REBA's commitment is to help through 4 levers of change. So first, accelerate your clean energy transactions. Second, innovate to unlock clean energy markets from the toughest market barriers. Third, activate our community so that your collective impact is greater than each company's individual impact. And fourth, of course, communicate, amplify, and track key trends. And Michael, I'm really proud of how we did in our first year.
Absolutely. I mean, we've had an incredible amount of success in year 1. And on behalf of REBA's board, I want to thank every company for your contribution to the success of this organization. 2019 was also a very big year in the market. We saw over 9 gigawatts of new corporate renewable energy deals, which is about half of all new installed capacity. And it just underscores how big a deal and how big a force that corporate energy buyers can be. We know we're facing some challenges in 2020, but we're all dedicated to maintaining momentum. And Miranda, I'm really looking forward to hearing the key trends in the State of the Market presentation. It's always one of my favorite presentations of the year.
It's really incredible, Michael, and so much more fun detail later today in the State of the Market. So as REBA accelerates our customers' abilities to do these deals, let me just tell you a little bit about 2019. So last year, REBA trained over 1,100 individuals on how to procure renewables. And our community truly loves the peer-to-peer approach that we bring to our boot camps and our summits. And I think this quote from a participant turned faculty really says it all. But Michael, we know that there remain big barriers to customers doing deals, right? Especially regulatory, policy, and technology barriers. So in 2019, REBA also dove in to solve some of those barriers. Almost 600 individuals learned about emerging clean energy technologies through REBA last year. And really exciting to me, a whopping 250 energy buyers engaged on policy through REBA. And about 10% of those were truly brand forward. It's just an incredible leap in public policy engagement by energy customers. Through that work, we touched 450 legislators through REBA speaking engagements, REBA and REBA member-led docket comments, and new proposed legislation. And REBA's affiliate, the REBA Institute, kicked off a deep analytical piece of work examining the best public policy pathways to support renewable energy markets. Of course, most important of all is that all those efforts really continue to make a difference in driving renewable energy penetration. Our community is so much more than the sum of its parts.
Miranda, I wholeheartedly agree. So let's switch gears for a second to the member summit. Miranda, what can you tell us about how we'll handle some of the elements that we've grown to love over the years, like the State of the Market presentation and the peer-to-peer learning?
So REBA's virtual member summit has several components, really designed to do our best to bring the value of the REBA summit in a COVID-safe format. So a little bit later today, we'll be offering the State of the Market presentation, bringing together insights from 2019 and the first quarter of 2020 that really are even deeper than that 9 gigawatts that you just announced. So who is doing deals? What are the big trends that we're seeing? Where are deals happening and not happening, and why? How do regulatory and market frameworks impact your ability to transact? Then also later today, we'll be offering some deep dives into the impacts of COVID on corporate renewable energy procurement, at least what we're seeing as of today. Then throughout the next 2 weeks, and actually all the way through September, we're going to have a number of really exciting events. So please do take a look at your schedule often and early and sign up for those events that are most interesting to you.
Welcome back, Chief Executive Officer Miranda Ballentine.
I do want to touch just briefly on what's going to start the week of May 18th and go all the way through September. Each week, we're going to have 2 to 4 discussions. And these are really a nice mix of small group open conversations, medium-sized group facilitated workshops, and larger group webinars. Also, we're going to have Market Opportunity Mondays, which is a chance to really learn from the experts in the REBA community from the supply side, so energy providers and solutions providers, on some of their most exciting solutions to the toughest procurement challenges. And all of these discussions are going to be brought in a really interactive and participatory format, like people have grown to love from REBA. Really giving people a chance not just to learn, but to connect with each other.
I also want to remind all REBA members to participate in the election of new board members. We have 4 open seats to fill, so please vote. The deadline for voting is Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. For more information, you can go to rebuyers.org/vote or check with your company point of contact with REBA, who also has more information. Now, Miranda, I know that many were excited to be hosted in Detroit by GM and Hemlock. they have, and this is fantastic, agreed to host us next spring in Detroit. But in the meantime, let's hear from them to kick off our 2020 Virtual Member Summit.
Thanks, Michael. And we look forward to seeing everyone at the Virtual Summit online.